Good morning. Here we are for another roll reveal. This one is a 1949D plastic tube rolls reveal number 695. Today is the 18th of November, and it is 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I'll go ahead and get the tape off of this so we can look through these coins. It appears as though we don't have anybody in studio watching right now. However, that will probably change within the minute. I'm taking my fancy time getting this tape off. Alright, here we go. Coins of the roll. Looking pretty good so far. Let's see how they are. First one, Frank. Hello, Wanda. Good morning. Frank's coin needs an adjustment for brightness. It does not look like an RPM or a double die in the date. Let's take a look and see if we find anything else. Got a little die crack on the forehead and nothing else. Let's check the reverse. First 10 coins, we're going to be looking at the reverse side. Nothing on that one. And so our first coin comes out to be normal. I don't think Dirty Water is actually in here. I think he stopped by a little bit earlier just to give us a like. Alright, here's Dan. Coin number 2. Let's see what we have for Dan. It's a different die. It is a minor RPM. Got double split serifs going on there. That's going to be a listable one. Let's see. Get my for sure marker. I'm thinking that die scratch in the vest below the 1 is going to be my for sure marker. That's going to be the one to tell me in any future coins that I pulled out the same die. A little die crack above VDB. Got some little die scratches in the lower lapel down there. And on the reverse, nice die state, but no doubling. No doubling. Okay. So that's for Dan McCumber. Gets the first RPM of this roll. Good morning, Dan. Just mentioned your name. Third on the list here is Stan. See what we can find for Stan. You missed it? Now I'll go back to it. See what Stan has here. I don't see much of anything. Not there. Check the reverse quickly. Okay, nothing there. Alright, Dan, I'm going to go back to your coin, number 2, and show you the RPM that we pulled out for you. There you go. Nice little double split serif 1949D RPM there. Got something for you anyway, right? Alright. Coin number 4. And this one's from Mickey. And what does Mickey get? Same thing Dan got. I do believe. Maybe. Nope, different die. Different die on this one. So my for sure marker looks to be a little difficult to see. That's the only marker I've got right now. And that is this little raised area next to the D mint mark. But that is a double split serif RPM. For Mickey. Good morning, Eric. $1949D, your favorite issue. Getting the little ones. Catching the baby splits. Coin number 5. This one is for Wanda. What do we see here? Got nothing for the date and mint mark. Nothing else on the obverse. Let's check the reverse. And I don't happen to have anything on this side either. So, unfortunately, we'll move on. Yes, sir. Lots and lots of bluegills. It's a good thing a number of them have decent markers. Coin number 6, Paul. Mr. Hampton. Not an RPM here. And frankly, RPMs are probably a very large percentage of what we believe is known or is out there. On these, I have to look at this again. Okay, that's not got anything for me. Okay. Thought for a second I might be looking at something. Well, let's see. I can get myself recontorted. So bending over backwards to find something there. Something that was not there. Sorry about the throat. Still haven't had my full coffee yet. All right, next one up. This one is number 7 for Carl. Nothing on the obverse. Let's check the reverse. Nothing there. So coin number 7 goes to Carl. There's coin number 8 for Richard. Okay. The 1949 S issue has, if you'll remember, see that flat top on the 4? The 49S issue has 3 dies that we know of that show a 1948 4 below the 49 4. And for some reason, the only ones we know of are from the San Francisco Mint, even though all the dies were made in Philadelphia at that point in time. But these 3 dies were evidently made together because they are the only ones that we know to exist for the year 1949. Nothing in Denver, nothing in Philadelphia. But you know what? That doesn't mean there isn't one out there waiting to be discovered. So everything is worth looking for. Good morning, Mickey. And looking on the obverse, I don't see anything on Roy's coin here. Let's take a look at the reverse. Some pretty decent looking coins here. A few of them have a couple little spots. But when we're looking at them at this magnification, you can expect to see a lot of clutter. And it's because when you back off to looking at the coin, you don't see most of that. 90% of that's invisible to the eye. Can't tell you exactly what happened at the mint to cause those 3 San Francisco dies. Well, 3 dies that turned out to be San Francisco dies because the mint mark is punched into the dies long after the dies are created. So there was no telling when the dies were created what mint would bear the mint mark of responsibility for using that die. But the reason I say they were probably made together is because, well, they're the only ones we know of. They're all San Francisco mint, which kind of makes sense that they were sitting on a shelf with a bunch of other dies. San Francisco ordered new dies. The Philadelphia Mint pulled them off the shelf, stamped S's in them, and sent them off. And so that's the way the cookie crumbled. Got nothing on this one on the reverse either. I'm up to coin number 11. Haven't found anything on the reverses yet. We're just going to look at the obverses here on out through this roll. We've got Ant. We've got a couple of RPMs so far. We're going to keep looking for RPMs and see what we can see. Just sit back, have your coffee or your orange juice or whatever you like to drink in the morning and watch the show and have fun. Okay. No doubling on that one. That's coin number 12. Here is number 13, one for Stan. Hammering them home. This one is an early mid-die state. I say early mid-die state because everything is very sharp, yet we do have those flow lines headed toward the rim from the outer edge of the devices. Devices being letters and numbers. But it is still quite early because everything has very sharp edges. Alright. Number 14, Sureg. Found a couple of RPMs pretty early. Haven't seen much since then. This is the same die again. Same die. So this one's going to have all the exact same stuff. Which, as it turns out, means no doubling. Number 15, Carl. Don't forget, folks, that we've got the reveal show coming up again this evening. Same die again. This evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's 4 p.m. on the left coast. Yes, sir, Eric. I'll have my shtick together a little bit later on. Right now, I don't know which ones. Yes, sir, will do. Here's one for Ant. Ant gets a different die, but it's not a die that has an RPM. Oof, it's got a spot. Good morning, Doug. Okay, Eric is doing 6 rolls to do over a period of 2 weeks. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going on vacation, not traveling, not doing any of that this next week, 2 weeks. So, that sounds good to me. I'll pick out 5 or 6 rolls and get them done over a couple of week period of time. That way we can all sit easy knowing that we've got nothing coming up after tonight. We've got nothing coming up prior to the Cyber Monday sale on the 2nd of December. That is going to start at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I will have a list of items that will be straight up for sale. So when you show up, or you can send an email or whatever to make your purchases if you can't show up to the auction. It's going to be a big sale. Especially for you who collect the RPMs. I have a number of RPMs available at straight up price. There's another one for Mickey. By the way, Doug says he'll pass your note back to you after class is over. Okay, Tyler, thank you. I'll send you an email. Number 22, Eric. Forehead spot. Nothing else. We have 2 total coins and a half roll, one each from 2 different dies. That's what we have so far. Both of them double split serif RPMs, one a little better than the other. And we keep looking as the world turns. And so are the days. You older people know what comes next. Hey, Frosty. What's going on, buddy? All right. Got another one of those. Little tiny die scratches underneath the mint mark going north and south tend to be a common thing among a number of the coins here. And the reason for that is because this is an original roll and they came from the same die pair. Frosty's working and playing hooky with a diversion. Looky there, there's one for Mickey. That is the die that we were looking at earlier. This is the first die in the roll that had an RPM, and second example now of that die. Very nice double split serif. Well, that's for Mickey. Oh, look at Doug using code words. You should have your coin tomorrow. And looking for my proof quarters. Man, I get a little sip of coffee here. Oh, looky there. This one's for Paul Hampton. And it's going to be the same die again. Maybe we're getting into a good theme of things here. Man, this coin's seen better days. But it is one of the RPMs. Dr. T, let's see what Mark gets here. Yeah, this one looks like it's going to be normal. A normal coin. No codes. We're just doing business. Yeah, I know a shady character when I see one. Now with just a couple of friends passing banter across the table. That by no means meant that I question Doug's character or don't trust him or anything like that. He's a great guy. Shady, though, I tell you. Shady. All right, Eric gets one of the vertical die scratch coins, scratches around the mint mark. Here's one for Taco John. Let's see what Taco John gets. Definitely a different die, but not an RPM. Okay. Number 33, Indigenous Treasures, Bethlehem. Let's see what we can pull for Bethlehem. All right. Nothing there. Next up, number 34, Sissy. Oops. We got that right up underneath the light, don't we? Let's do it like that. That makes things a little bit better. Okay. So Sissy's coin. Nope, 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 nope. Nothing there. How about over here? Nothing there either. Okay. Nothing. Number 35. So I've worked myself down to a point where I believe we have... Do we have 4 reveals today? I think we have 4 today. Oop, that's a reverse. Doesn't matter, though. Could still look at it, but... Yeah, 4 reveals today. I believe 1 before noon and 3 after noon. Maybe 2 before noon and 2 after noon. I'm not sure. I don't remember what I schedule. Bounced up out of bed this morning knowing that I had scheduled something for the morning hours but did not remember exactly what time. It was nearing 8 o'clock. And I thought to myself, you're not dumb enough to schedule things at 8 o'clock in the morning, are you? Then I went in and I looked real carefully and real quickly at my YouTube account. I found that it was 9:30. Okay, I have a little bit of time to relax, have some coffee, watch the news. Ooh, this was a roll ender here, and that is an RPM. That's very unfortunate. But that's the same RPM I got from Mickey. And this one goes to Paul. Well, Paul got something good out of the roll. But man, this one was really cranked on. That was cranked hard. These these tubed rolls, you never know exactly when you're going to hit the end coins, because they don't always, in fact, usually don't go in to the tube in the exact same order they were in the paper originally. All right. That's a Taco John coin there. Right, Doug? Here, let's see if we can just scrape the whole surface off with the crimper. Meanwhile, the coin is going, owie, owie, owie. You're scratching my skin off. Yeah. Scratching your skin off. All right. That one shows us nothing. Number 40 now, Eric Beyer. Back to Eric. And let's see what we have. Well, Eric, if you want to look at that one, you can. That might be a doubled eyelid. In fact, I'm thinking it probably is, although this is a later die state, makes it very difficult to determine. I will place this one outside the pile of normals. Let Eric make the determination as to whether or not that is actually a die variety. And we got that die again. And again. And again. I just think it was a frustrated mint worker, or bank worker, actually. Here, let me wrap this roll. Now, let me get the end of the roll crimped in real nice and tight. Coin's going, eek, eek, eek. You're killing me, Smalls. Hope nobody out there had any puppy dogs. They're probably barking now. Barking at that noise. What the hell was that? Talk about a bad day. That thing must be having a bad year. What noise was that? There's another one. I'm thinking doubled eyelid there. It's an old one. But it looks like it to me. Why didn't I catch any of these earlier? That tells me there might be more of them in the roll. But that's for Dan. Here's a Carl coin for you. That is not one of them. Got nothing going on this one. Can't tell you how many times I've gone through 2/3 of a roll before I notice something. Then, of course, you have to wonder, how many of those did I miss? Nothing there. number 47. If we do have another reveal scheduled for this morning, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up straight after this one. Give me about a 5-minute break in between. This is another one of the doubled eyelid ones. And it's getting a little more difficult to see as I go on. It may not be there, is what I'm saying. I'm not 100% sure. But that will be for Sissy. Number 48 now, Farm Dog. And number 48, not one of the RPMs, unfortunately. I like the RPMs that were coming out of the roll. One more, please. One more. One more RPM. That's all we need. Just one more. Who is number 49? Taco John. Is this an RPM? No, it's not. Not really, Paul. We found a couple of different decent RPMs and then a possible late die state doubled eyelid. And we're getting wrap-up time on the roll here. There's another one of them. Looks like a possible doubled eyelid, but I'm not 100%. We'll have to try to connect it to something. But that's what I've got. Just a handful of die varieties. I'll go ahead and flip through them for you. There's Dan, Mickey, Paul, Eric, Dan, Sissy, and Carl. So it looks like Dan and Paul are actually monopolizing this roll. And, well, they didn't even know it. Got a bunch of normal coins. If we are moving forward, I will see you guys in just a few minutes. If we're not moving forward, I am going to see you after lunch. All right, there we go. Lunch will be tortellini Alfredo if I get to eat it next. I'll talk to you later.